Week 4. You gotta feel good. It's week 4. And up to this point, it hasn't felt like a diet. I know it's not technically a diet. It's a healthy lifestyle change, and that's what it is, to achieve a goal. But I was dealing with the transformation part of it all. I wouldn't suggest, if this is your first time trying to lose weight, or if you're not in this for the long run, that you do a transformation. Transformations inherently don't work. Why? Because it's a transformation to what you view your end product body to be. You view this is it. Once I'm finished this, I'm done. I'll give this everything and then I'm done. This, for me personally, this won't be the only 14 weeks of good eating and training that I'm going to do all year. If it was, then I would have problems and I would need to change my career path. But it isn't. I plan to keep this going healthy. Well, it's not healthy eating anymore. It's just eating normal food. Real food, one ingredient foods. Trying to get organic, good lean meats. Shop locally. Support your local butcher. There's a wee one for the tourist board or whatever. But, right. I'm going to swap arms because that thing's knackered. Right. What am I going to say? I'm yakking on too much. Yeah. If you're doing a transformation, make sure you know that that's the first 14 weeks of the rest of your life. That's a bit cringy, but it should be. It's the first 14 weeks on your journey. It's not a start and an end. There's no end. You just keep going. I'm going to tell you something. You're never, once you start this, you're not going to be in good enough shape ever. You're never going to view yourself as finished. You'll be happier, yes. I would hope so. But no, I should deal with that actually. You don't always be happier. I'm going to admit that. If you're in this and the only reason you're doing it is because you feel that you're going to be sitting down again, lazy. If you view that you're only doing this because you're going to be happy at the end of it, then you have to rethink things a lot. You're in it for the wrong reason. Yes, you'll be more pleased with your physique, but happiness doesn't lie in a six-pack by any means. You gotta enjoy the process. You gotta know you're enjoying your plan and each day's good and you're not miserable all the time. That's happiness. That's how you get happy. You don't get happy by having a six-pack at the end of it. That's a short-term thing and it won't last forever. And yeah, be happy in your process. If you're not happy in your process, change the plan. There should be a plan. But anyway, less of that stuff. Yep, all going good. 4 weeks in and a couple of days. I'm down to 177 from 179, but we all know by this stage a lot of that was water at the start, maybe. I don't know how many pounds, but we're moving in a good direction. Seeing more definition, that makes it easier as you diet. Yes, it may get tougher later on, but you see substantially more and more and more. It gives you more. It's like a bag of ready salted crisps. It just gives you enough to keep you on track. You know, it keeps you coming back for that. Don't chat about crisps. But at this stage, I haven't had any cravings. I haven't had any binges, and it's not because I'm amazing. It's because of a bit of flexibility in my diet. Flexible dieting. That's probably the way to go. Allowing yourself the same calorie and macro intake, but with different foods. But anyway, less about that stuff. What was I going to chat about today? Yeah. Cardio. Cardio. Why I don't do cardio. I do one spin class. I take it on a Tuesday morning. So I did it this morning. And I don't do any other cardio. I don't need it yet. And I'm going to tell you why I don't do it. Because I've done it the wrong way so many times. I have a lap like round this house. It could have been 3 miles. And then there was a 5-mile one. And then there's a 10 and a 7 and all. It gets longer as it goes on. And I needed those miles. I needed that extra output to achieve weight loss. And I'm gonna explain why that is now. Because I got myself a whiteboard. Like any guy on YouTube, you need a whiteboard or you're not proper. You need Dre headphones, you need a whiteboard, and you need a sumo deadlift. Some of you won't know what that means, but everybody's pulling sumo these days. It's insane. I have short legs. I'm all right. Use with that. Right. Event weight loss. Event weight loss. What am I referring to there? That would be when you would, make sure I don't turn it off. That would be whenever you're preparing for, say, a half marathon or a 10K, and that's your method of losing weight. So event weight loss, maybe you're not even looking to lose weight, but side effect of your training is losing weight, and you'd like to maintain it at the end. So I'm gonna pop this up so I can still see myself. Deal with me, bear with me for a second. Okay, event weight loss. So, you start off, the wee black line is your energy expenditure. So the amount of calories you would burn from running, inevitably in the metabolic adaptations that would have for the period of time you are running. Don't get into metabolic adaptations. That's too shitty. Right, energy expenditure. Your energy expenditure is going to go up. So going up nice. With that, your calorie intake is going up nice. So you haven't really looked at your diet too much because you're not gaining weight, because your calorie output is so much. You've got a deficit here. You've maintained a deficit the whole way along, even though your calorie intake's going up. But because you're doing so many miles and the miles are getting longer, you haven't had to deal with any of that, the calorie intake, because you're training your outputs above that. So then you get to race day. So say you're eating maybe 1,500 calories, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, blah, 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 maybe up to 2,500 calories here. Your race, after the race, we all may drop a bit, we may stop running, we may give up because it was hard, and we may not train anymore, and there's the drop off. And now you're training this much with your energy expenditure being down here, and you haven't augmented your diet, so your calorie intake is still up here. So what happens? You gain an awful lot of weight very quickly. So what do you want to do? What you can do is pull down the energy expenditure, and with it pull down the red line. This is coming down with the energy expenditure. So that means that your energy output is coming down, but along with it you're doing essentially a reverse diet and a reverse training protocol with your calorie intake as well. So your calorie intake's coming down, your expenditure is coming down, so that might mean 5, 7, 10, 13 point whatever a half marathon is, and then you start going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You're pulling the miles back. Maybe you want to stop. Maybe you don't care about gaining weight. I'm just dealing with people that probably are enjoying the new lean them that they've got after their race. Okay, that's quick. Now we're going on to the prison. Do I have enough time? That battery's going to run out. No! Anyway, the prison. Why do I call it the prison? Because you've done what you've done here, but you haven't meant to do it. Your goal here is cardio weight loss. You don't want to do weights because it's going to make you bulky. I'm trolling. You don't want to do weights because it's going to make you bulky. You don't want to deal with your diet because you've done a diet before, you don't like it. You've done cardio to lose weight before and you don't mind it, so you're willing to do that again. So, calorie deficit is going to be the black line. Metabolic rate is going to be the red line. What happens? You create a deficit in your calories by doing excessive cardio. So what that creates is your calorie deficit has to keep dropping. So you get a more and more severe deficit. With it, you're pulling down your metabolic rate, so it comes down with it. And because you haven't dealt with your diet, you've just trained yourself into a massive deficit. You're chronically starved, you're so hungry, and you have to eat, and you're going to binge. And what happens here? You binge. So your metabolic rate is low as it can be. Your calorie intake shoots up. Because you're starved, you're going to go for stuff. Like, the only way you could keep starving yourself and keep getting those results is if you couldn't get to food. And we can all get to food, and we can get to food we like. We can hop in a car and we can have 30,000 calories of pure shit sitting on our table within about 10 minutes, and it's food we like, and it's high in sugar, it's high in calories, it's high in carbohydrates and fat, and we can have that real quickly, so we can binge and we can put on weight and we can put it on fast. So don't put yourself in prison. Don't do it. I've done it. I hate it. I see people doing it, and it's a horrible place to be. You run 2 miles, you're losing weight. Good job, you haven't dealt with your diet. You have to run 4 after a while, because the 2 miles doesn't cut it. You're chasing the dragon now. You're caught up in it. You're running 6, you're losing weight, it's okay. Then you don't lose weight with 6, so you have to run 10. Then you're running 10 twice a week. Then you're running 5 3 times a week. Then you're running half marathons a couple of times a week just to keep the weight off. You're in a prison of your own making, of our own making. We all do it. Don't get into that prison. That's not where you want to be. So, what can you do? Train with weights. Look at your diet, seriously. Look to make it healthy by even 5% healthier, and you'll be swinging along brilliantly. Put a serving of greens in each meal you have. Just do that at the start. Maybe you want to cut down one bad meal you have a week. If you're eating 4 chocolate bars, eat 3. That all makes a difference. It all makes, the wee bits make a difference. And this time, 6 months, you're going to be a healthier person with a better looking physique. And if you don't, sue me. And I'm not joking. I guarantee it. If you stick to it and you show me proof, I guarantee you're going to be happier. But anyway, that's about the height of it. What am I dealing with next week? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Anything else? Eat your greens?